I have got the second microphone up and working, ladies and lads, fags and females. Here we are. I know this one's a, I know this one's a bit of a lower quality, yeah, but I mean, what can you do in a situation like this? Uh, if I didn't record anything, this would be like the second day in a row without recording anything. So I figured, like, might as well. Because yesterday I didn't record anything. Uh, I incorrectly predicted the day in which I would be hitting burnout, which was actually yesterday, not Monday, day before. I got to adjust my predictions a wee bit, we might say. What is that noise? Air conditioner. So, I didn't record anything yesterday, didn't feel like it, but I had a video on standby, so we chilling. We are fine. And the idea behind this isn't to actually like upload every day, it's to record every day. So, abysmal failure. Maybe I'll do two today, but I might not have enough to talk about. I tried recording outside because this is a really beautiful place that I'm staying at here, but webcams, they're not made for the outdoors, let's just say that. Everything was just white. It wasn't even in direct sunlight either. It was just out on the patio here. Fucked. Abysmal. So, hopefully at sunset, we'll see again. We'll go and check it out. Not sure if it'll pick that up, but there's an ocean view out here. I doubt you can tell from there. I mean, especially from that specific perspective, the water line gets cut off right at the railing. It's just like right there. I think. I don't know. But I mean, we can't really do chill ASMR type stuff with this kind of microphone because it's very brash. So I need something to yell at you guys about. What can I be aggressive about? Because this kind of microphone style really demands you to be a fucking asshole. Pissed off little retard, like all out. I don't know, man. I'm just brimming with positivity. I've got nothing bad to say. Yet, it might come to me. I need to do laundry. I got a bunch of laundry sitting at home. This is like the last of it. I mean, you can see the fit. Not very well, but I got my swim trunks on, and I've got this shirt. This is like a safari gardening shirt. The vibe does not match. We have incongruence. And on top of that, tell you what, my shoes, Vans, Vans, like the shit you're supposed to drive, not up the wall. Wait, isn't that the thing? Off the wall. Says it on the heel. So, we got the city shoes, the beach shorts, the woodland upper. And then to top it all off, I'm carrying around this fucking stinky little thing. Like, what the hell is this getup? Nothing vibes. And then I'm sitting here in this chair with this backlight all menacing. I mean, it looks kind of high quality if the camera wasn't shit, but the camera's shit. But it would look kind of menacing to a certain degree if the microphone wasn't dog shit. So, I always got the urge to talk about YouTube when I come on here. to address the people in the audience, the people that are viewing. I noticed that my average retention time went up. Like people are staying on the videos longer. I was really surprised about that, considering I've been consistently putting out 30-minute videos and they've all been dog shit. I made notes for one video that I made. One, a singular one. And that one did the poorest. Worst. Hands down. It's crazy to me. Thank you guys for sticking around. Retention time keeps going up too, which is crazy to me. Like, less views, but retention time's going up. So hopefully the algorithm will correct itself and we'll get some new people in here. I was talking to one of my buddies yesterday. We were talking on Discord. Can you believe that? Hate that platform. I have a video on this channel about how much I hate Discord. Several. And he joined back in the Discord. He was in there like 5 years ago. It's crazy. Imagine being in a Discord server for 5 years. Miserable. I mean, technically I was in it for like three, 3 years. And then I'm inactive for like two. Now I'm sort of back. It's dead as hell. But we were looking to troll some people in there, and no one was there. We wanted to get up to the old shenanigans. Wasn't possible. Probably for the best. Because once you start doing that, it's very time consuming. Very time consuming. Do not waste thine time trolling young squire. It will be the death of ye. Uh, it's kind of awkward camera angle. I can't see it too well. Like, I haven't really tested it, but I'm assuming that when I get up and check the footage, oh, I'm sitting in like a really awkward, like, man spreading position. So I'm pretty sure my balls are front and center. Let's loosen up my pants a little bit for viewer decency. No one needs to see that. I was gonna make a joke. Jokes aren't coming to me very well nowadays. I haven't been thinking about it all too much. Like, I got really good at making jokes when I was writing everything in notes, because when I write things down, I get really clever. Because the funny thing is that you can spend like an extra half a second processing, and if you take that and you're just like, okay, what'd be funny to say right here? You come up with some quip, and it's really easy to insert into the video if you want to spend the extra time editing. So, it's easier to be funny on YouTube than in real life. And this situation is a bit more indicative of real life because I'm not editing. There is no false persona here. Maybe a little bit of it. Putting on a show. I mean, look at this lighting, dude. You can hardly see my face. It's just a silhouette. Just a silhouette. I should like broaden my shoulders a little bit. Clench up the waist. Give like a fake scale of grandiosity. Join my cult, faggot. That's my selling point. Thank you for listening to the elevator pitch. Sign up down below if you don't know how to. It's over, dude. You're screwed. Nowhere to go in life. I look at products around me, like all these new modern minimalist things and, bended aluminum sheet metal. It looks so cheap. Like it doesn't look like minimalist. It looks fucking cheap. Worst part about it is minimalist shit is never comfortable. Like, don't you want something that's nice to look at, that's nice to sit in? I know that there's a lot of expensive minimalist shit that's good, but like furniture I'm talking about, you can get some expensive minimalist furniture and then it's comfortable. Or alternatively, you could just get some comfortable furniture and it's cheaper and nicer to look at. And then you don't have to design everything around like looking like a sheet of glass or metal. Make it square, clean isometric shapes. The biggest thing that pisses me off though is that go for like this image of symmetry or even asymmetry as like an aesthetic, and they can't do it right. The feng shui is all off. I don't know what feng shui is, like on a philosophical, technical level, but I'm pretty sure it ain't it if I look at it and I'm like, no, it looks retarded. I'm not gonna dog on this place too much because I like the owners. They're chill, but I mean, if they hired an interior designer, I think they should fire them, get their money back, get a refund. Because you got some things in here that are circular and other things that are square. It all clashes. Fairly certain everything would have gone together a bit better if they had just gone all square. Like this box lamp over here. That's more of a square type of deal, but the problem is that nothing is consistently rectangular in here. And therefore they had to put it at an angle to make it look decent, because otherwise it just would have looked like out of place, like somebody just plopped it in there in Blender or something. And now it doesn't look good. Like this is one of the spots where it would have been better to have a circular lamp. I'm tweaking over this shit, aren't I? You see, I don't get upset about important things. I get upset about stupid shit. Because when it really comes down to it, the minutia comprise the magnutia, right? The big picture is made up of all the little parts. Me and you, if we didn't exist, if none of these humans existed, if there was nothing here to observe the universe, there would be no grandiosity to it. There would be no grand scale. There would be no cosmic beauty because nobody would be there to observe it. Isn't that a damn shame? So when you're putting a place together and you've got everything neat and orderly, and then you put like you're going for a very isometric feel. Everything's squared, quartered, in place, properly spaced with the margins, the kerning. That applies to text only. Thank you, graphic design school. That's the only thing I learned about kerning. When everything's all set up fancy, and then you plop a big round rug right in the middle of all of it, and there's no consistent margin around it, no consistent border. It ruins the whole thing. I don't like that. I mean, it'd be better if there was no rug whatsoever. It'd be better if they put that lamp right here in the middle. At least it'd be making a statement. What that statement is, I don't know. Like, I don't fucking care about the middle of the room. You don't have enough space to do Pilates anyways. What are you gonna use it for? Want to do push-ups? Go out on the deck. Nobody's using this space. This is where like luggage goes. for the passer throwers. I really don't know if I should be vaping in here. I just realized that. I know that it doesn't stink places up, but I know that it has the same like connotation as smoking, and a lot of people don't realize that. And I just thought about that. So I'm actually gonna turn this motherfucker off and be a decent human, I guess. Ah, fantastic view. So I'm sorry, guys. I just showed you my. I was looking out the window. Okay, I didn't mean to do that. Please, no hard feelings. That was not intentional. I'm not trying to be funny here. I was just trying to look at the view. All of these chairs, you can do L sits on them. I'm not going to try to do any sort of more exciting calisthenics because I would fall. I don't have good balance when I get up into a handstand or anything, so if I fell, I'd either fall that way, smack the window, probably tear down one of these blinds, or I'd fall that way, kill the lamp, or I'd fall that way, probably knock my computer over. It wouldn't break, it's a ThinkPad. But, might get another crack in the bezel, and I don't like looking at those. What are we supposed to do with this existence besides exist? I dig it. Honestly, any excuse to sit here and talk to myself, I'll take it. It's not, it's strange because it's not like talking to yourself, it's like you're talking to somebody else. Because once you say things that are in your head, it gets out there and you hear it with your own ears and you can immediately imagine a response. So it really is just like having a conversation with another person, but that person isn't in your room in the room. Well, I mean, technically, yeah, I'm just gonna say it's in your head and head's in the room, so whatever. Problem with making philosophical statements is that if you don't really know the subject deeply, like you know what you're trying to say, but you don't know the subject deeply, you can say it and it just sounds like some stupid shit. You need to be able to know how to follow that up. And I'm good at doing that when I'm typing, but I'm not good at doing that when I'm speaking. Sometimes it happens, but that's when I've got somebody in front of me and we're talking about a subject that's very, that has a very passionate philosophical root to it. And I've thought very deeply about the subject and I care a lot. And then I can go on a massive, massive tirade, give these inspiring speeches that sound cool in the moment, but usually don't lead anywhere because we're used to being very jacked up on words and then not doing anything about it. New Year's resolutions, people say a bunch of shit and then they quit. You can't just say things. Like the philosophical statement, in a way, bear with me, it's going to be a bit cringe here. Deal with it. The philosophical statement, in a way, has to be a part of who you are and your very deeply held intentions and beliefs. You can't just say something philosophically and expect it to change who you are. Like these are things that have to be deeply processed, and you have to know that you actually understand what you're saying and believe what you're saying. A lot of people don't have much trust in themselves, in large due part because they say a bunch of shit and then they don't follow up on it. And I know a very good practice to help remedy this is to tell yourself that you're going to do small things and then actually do it. And then with the bigger things, if you don't know if you're going to be able to do it, that's a good time to actually sit down and think through the whole thing. Because then, if you're not sure if you'll be able to do that big thing and you sit down and you think it through it, it's very likely that you'll figure out why you believe that you won't be able to do that thing. So, we have to be able to trust ourselves. More importantly, we have to know what we believe in. We have to know what we want out of life. We have to know what we're able to want out of life. We can't just have unreasonable expectations about everything. We can't just look at our circumstances and wish for better circumstances. It doesn't work that way. We create our circumstances through our actions, our choices, our predispositions, beliefs, etc. And if we just want better circumstances, we to act, but we just want to act if we want better circumstances. And we're just like, oh, really hope things will work out. Keep hoping. You'll have to do something about it. Hope is the first step. And then you have to figure out what you need to do. And you need to be able to believe that you can actually do it. If you don't, you need to figure out why. If you figure out why you can't, either, uh, perdón, perdón, pardon me. If you can't, you got to either figure out, okay, am I actually going to do this? Can I sit with that loss of not doing this thing? Or figure out what do I need to do to be able to do this thing, right? Because we usually start right at the top of the hill. I want to graduate college. Fantastic. What's that going to take? And with such a very broad overlying concept, you really got to break it down into smaller and smaller chunks, like to the point where you will lose track of the steps down that you've taken and the steps up that you need to take. And that's very scary, but large goals in life require you to tackle those kinds of, there's a word for it. It's right on the tip of my tongue. It requires you to tackle that type of scale of logistics to a certain extent. You got to trust your intuition as much as your rationale, because your intuition will tell you which direction you need to go. And it might tell you if you're doing something wrong in the moment. But that space in between where you need to go, am I doing the right thing in the moment? That space in between, you need to just start throwing shit out there, throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks. And when you do that, right, using logic a little bit, throwing shit at the wall, you'll know once you start going in the right direction. It's kind of like remembering a dream. right? At first you remember none of it, and then you remember one small detail, right? And then in the other example, first you don't know what you're supposed to do. Then you start throwing shit at the wall, and something sounds sort of right, and you follow that logically. But at the same time, you have to be able to trust your gut a little bit to say, okay, this is the correct option. I feel it. I dig it. Let's do that. But you'll never have anything to judge with your intuition if you don't take a little bit of logistics into it. I mean, that's why we were given these tools of thinking. By whom? That's up to you. What do you believe in? I don't care what you believe in. You have these two tools. If you're not using both of them, you're making excuses. Typically, making excuses means that you're just being very logical, right? Because it's very easy to make a logical excuse for something. I could say, I can't stand up from this chair because I'm tired, because I hit leg day. I'm not going to get up from this chair because I'm sore. And I could go into the science of it, be like, yada, yada, yada. You don't want to overexert your legs. The point is that who cares? You know that you need to get up out of the chair to do something. What is that thing? It's probably something you need to do. And by sitting in the chair, not doing that thing, you get the intuitive feeling that you're not doing jack shit. So, my arms have been flailing about for a bit. It looks kind of funny. Play back the video on like 10x speed, and it's just that'd be it. Um, Intuition tells you they're not doing something that you need to be doing, and it's very easy to make up excuses, right? That gets you out of it for a little while, and then eventually you'll get to that point where you have the bigger realization where your intuition's like, oh, I haven't done something and I lost the opportunity to do that. And now you can't fix it. Dog shit. Don't do that. Suboptimal. But I mean, we all know people that operate their entire lives this way. They'll wait for something to start going wrong. They'll get that feeling where they're not doing what they're supposed to. And instead of figuring out what they're supposed to do, they start making excuses for why they're not doing that thing that they don't even know what that thing is. Didn't take the time to figure it out. It's just assumed that this feeling of shame of not doing something is an oppressive force of expectations based upon circumstances from outside, right? It's somebody else expecting you to do something. But here's the thing, when we make promises, when we say that we're going to do something, it entails more than exactly what we say that we're going to do. We're making promises, we're telling people what they can expect from us. We set the conditions on which circumstances can ask from us if we're just talking about what we can control. And that's the only thing that matters because we're talking about the action that we can take within those circumstances. If you can't do something, it's not of consideration. If it's out of your control, it's not of your consideration. So many people get worked up about things and try to figure out how to solve things that they can't actually do when they could be solving the things that they're not actually doing, things that they're making excuses from. So we've got this weird sort of playback where You've got people that will make excuses for the things that they can do that they're not doing, which make them feel bad, and then they'll try to solve the things that have already passed that they can't affect. And where does that get them? From nothing to nowhere. What's the timer at? 30 minutes and 15 seconds. We've been here a minute already. God damn, home. Shit. Oh, sorry, cuh. I thought this would be quick and easy. Phil, you did. Mm, I could talk about this for a while. I write about it a lot, trying to figure it all out. But as it stands, I'm just getting irritated about by wood and minimalist furniture and thoroughly enjoying life. I could complain about all this stuff all day, but when it comes down to it, I'm grateful to be here. And there's not much more to it. When things are so good that you're bored and you get to complain about them, you really got to acknowledge that you're enjoying everything else to the point where you forget about it, starting to take it for granted. So, that's how we get philosophers, don't we? They start staring at a boxy piece of shit like this chair. Before you know it, they're on a tirade about the nature of man, his circumstances that oppress him, the gods that are within everything. We all have a belief, we all have a faith, we all have a God, something that we believe in. Because at some point we can reason no further down into logic and intuition. And once we get to that point, we say the rest is self evident, and that's fair. No one can go that deep. We don't have the time for that. But that is where our God lies. And it does not need to be an old man in the sky. No, science is a God, faith is a God. Some people, the stock market is a God. To other people, nature is a God. And god damn, they are all annoying as hell. When they never take their reasoning past a level of common sense. You ever meet those people that just claim something to be self evident that is like far more shallow than common sense? That's where you get irritating people. That's where you get them from. Is they just start pointing to random shit and they're like, yeah, that's the way it is because of this. And you're like, what the fuck? And then they get mad at you for heresy. That's what it is. Get your shallow gods. Some of you motherfuckers have shallow gods. You're killing your god by bringing him up to the surface. He's drowning. What are you doing? If you have a faith, something that you believe in so much that you're willing to abuse that faith to make sense of normal average shit that you could figure out with your own two brains. We have two hemispheres, by the way. Um, People are going to lose respect for what you believe in. And when you're Beliefs have no sway in reality. Your God is dead, and you can't use it to make excuses anymore. Then what do? You live the rest of your life in worship, mourning your dead God. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So, I gotta cook up some eggs, man. I'm running out of eggs. I don't know if there's anything else to eat around here. Maybe I'll go appropriate some dog food and eat that. I tell you what, animal food, bulking hack. Buy it. Eat it. Look at the macros in that shit. It is fucking wild. It is fucking wild because you look at it, be like 30% protein, 40% fat, 30% carbs, probably like 25% carbs. And then the rest of it's like vitamins and minerals and shit, like stuff you actually need. So if you're a person that doesn't eat a lot of vitamins and minerals, eat dog food. I'm straight up cat food, even. It's not bad. It tastes like protein trail mix, granola. You know, like how protein has a sort of tang to it, where it makes everything more heavy, a little bit more grosser. Like you have a protein bar and it looks like a candy bar, and you're like, yeah, I mean, it's good, but it's not a candy bar. Yeah, you're trying to eat protein with chocolate on it. What do you expect? And electrolytes, because they put a lot of salt, minerals in that shit. So, total life hack. If you're broke, eat dog food. I mean, like, eat other stuff alongside that. Eat meat, eat eggs, eat dairy, eat some fruits. I'm not going to recommend vegetables. I still have yet to be convinced that those things are good for you. Not by any conspiracy thing. I just read a lot of science journals, and there's conflicting data to such extremes, and they're all created by people with biases, so I don't trust it. I don't trust it. Big veggie's lying to you. Plus, if you're an environmentalist, look into the carbon footprint of vegetables. Tell me what you think. Till next time, my fags and females. There's no females. You're all just gay.